Today I'm grooming Jazzy, and I'm going to use the Pride and Groom leave-in conditioner. I'm going to use it on her top knot. She's got some mats on her legs and on her hindquarters. And then I'm going to trim her paws today and also trim her top knot and the sides of her face. So this is, I've bathed her, and now I'm just going to use this. It cuts down on static, helps the dog to have a little bit of gloss, and it detangles. So it also repairs the coat. So this is a great choice when you need some treatment for your dog's coat. After I've left the Pride and Groom conditioner on, it helps to get the mats out. So as I work through her coat in different sections, I'm blow drying it. I use a pin brush. This is a Plush Puppy pin brush. And then I have a slicker brush here. I don't remember the brand. And any slicker brush will do. And I blow dry all her legs, and then I come in and I finish grooming her head. This is a boar bristle brush, and it's by One All Systems, I believe, number One All Systems. And what I'm doing here is I'm backcombing her hair on her ears. It helps to fluff the coat so that when I come in and trim it, it lays very nicely. So I'm constantly using different tools as I'm blow drying. Now I'm preparing her top knot. So I split it into two sections, and I'm using non-latex bands. I do the first one here, and then I come in with my blending shears, and I'm just shortening her top knot a little bit. It's helpful to do it with the bands in, so that way you know how much to cut off. Do a second part to the top knot. So her top knot has two sections, similar to a Shih Tzu, but I like the look of it, and I like the way it lays on the top of her head. Now what I do is I get her ready to trim the sides of her face, and I will trim the outer edge of her ears and a little bit of the coat on the back of her ears. So underneath her chin, I'm just blending it. I use scissors, and then I come back in with the blending shears. Both of these shears are by Jason. And I just keep blending. I do a little bit at a time. The cheek area, the muzzle area, which they absolutely hate. And then I come in, you'll see I do a little bit of cutting in the corner of her eyes. And I thin out the beard a little bit directly underneath the eyes, just so that it doesn't poke her in the eyes. But you can see that I'm giving the face shape here. I'm combing the hair forward so that when she looks at you, everything looks blended nicely on the sides. I'm working a little bit more on her leg hair here. But ultimately, when the dog is moving around, I just work as I go. I don't get too fussy about staying in one area if the dog is moving. I might work on her legs for a while. Here I'm working on the back of her ears. She's looking down, so I'm taking that opportunity to do the blending on the back of her ears. I just hold on to the coat. It's easier to groom when the dog is tired. So after a long day of play or a long walk, it's much easier. But I was grooming in the morning here, which makes it more difficult. They move around a lot. They stand up, and it just makes things more difficult. Anyways, I'm grooming in front of her ear, the back of her ear, and I keep combing that hair forward so I can keep blending it better and better and better to give that cute little face shape. When I'm blending in front of the ears, I hold the ear, fold it over, and I trim that hair directly on the front of her ears. So over here you can see I'm blending underneath the chin. So it should all look fluid. Be careful when you're cutting underneath the chin, around the neck area. And I use my fingers to protect the ear and also to do the blending. Again, if she's moving around a lot, I just move to the next area. I'm always encouraging her to lay down, but sometimes she just won't. I had to redo her top knot because there was some hair out of it. I would say redo the top knot every couple days to keep it nice. Otherwise, I groom her once a week. and do her top knot at that time. I use non-latex bands. You can use latex bands. They just stick to the coat a bit more. After I have her top knot up, I take some finishing touches and blend it a little bit more on the sides and make sure it all looks good.